जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari.
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari.
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना।
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana.
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना।
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana.
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
यमुना तीरा वनचारी।
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी।
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे रामा हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे।
Jayo Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Radhe.
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा।
Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada.
जय गुरु महाराज जय गुरु महाराज जय गुरु महाराज जय पतित पावन।
Jai Guru Maharaj Jayo Guru Maharaj Jayo Guru Maharaj Jayo Patita Pavan.
निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौरा हरि बोल निताय
Nitya
गौरा
Gaurav Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaurav Hari Bol
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल।
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol.
जय राधा माधव की श्रील
Jai
प्रभुपाद की जय,
Jai
श्री गुरु महाराज की जय।
Jai.
So thank you for inviting me to speak today. And once again, I'd like to thank you all because the topic, I really go deep into it because I have to present it. And for the listeners and viewers, um, I'm familiar to Nārāyaṇa-kavaca for many, many years. And I'll tell you a little story about it and later on. But today, it's very, very exciting. And this kavach actually applies to all of us at different times. And especially in Kali Yuga and at the moment around the world, there's so many problems and health problems and things like that. And devotees want to know what else can we do to protect ourselves. So today's topic is very, very important. And I hope I do the justice to Srimad Bhagavatam. Before that, we'll do the invocation. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitangscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पातरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Narayanam namaskritya, Naram chaiva narottamam, Deving Saraswating Vyasam tato jayamudiriye. Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shaloke Bhaktir Bhakti Nashtaki. Okay, so I've recently come back from Bharat, spent 6 weeks there. Started from Jagannath Puri to Mayapur and to Vrindavan and Jaipur. Jaipur was very, very good. And then Kurukshetra and then Punjab and back to Vrindavan. And whatever practice we do in our locality, when we go to Bharat, your faith really increases, the experiences, and especially the deities, because you're taking darshan of the deities. And we have our home deities and we can relate to them. But when you go to the original deities, there is incredible experience of love and faith, increase in faith. And, and you come back all fully charged. And so my heart and my mind is full of this tirth which I've done. And similarly, when we read the Bhagavatam, that is also just like a tirth. You're entering an arena where the words, one Mahatma said, each word is like a continent. So even the word api, cha, looks like also and, but it's the conjunction why and api are there. It's a little technical. It changes the meaning of the word in front and the one following it. And this kavach, it's when you read it, seems quite simple, but actually it's quite complex. And let's recollect why this kavach was needed. Indradev became proud of his position and his beauty, his opulence and power. And last week, by the way, Guru Seva gave a wonderful class, so thank you for that. And when his Guru Maharaj used to come every day to the assembly, one day he didn't rise to greet him. And so the aparad started, but nobody else noticed. The Gurudev didn't say anything, and then he disappeared. And because Brihaspatiji disappeared, then they couldn't carry out the various rituals and practices they used to do. And thus they became weak. So there is like Guru Aparad there. And so Indradev became quite weak. And the demons took the advantage because, as Guru Sevak said it, they were following Shukracharya's order. So they were following the Guru's instruction. So they were all able to defeat Indra. So Indra had to do something, and this is where the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca comes around. And then the Vishwarup was invited to be the initiating of this kavach, and because he's a Brahmin, he's a demigod, and Tvashta is his father. Tvashta means actually he's a craftsman, he's a creator, and so he created weapons and and situations. So Vishwarup was very good at this, but it so happens his Mata Shri was from Asura side. So he had a leaning towards the Asuras. So after giving the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca, when they would do the yagyas, because they had to do it regularly, he would give some of the offerings to the demons as well. But he was afraid, I hope he doesn't get caught. And one day he did get caught. And then Indra, this is fascinating, that he subtly disrespected his Guru Maharaj because of pride, not deliberately. These things can happen. And then he killed a Brahmin, Vishwarup. So that's second offense. Third one is Vritrasur, who's a Vaishnav, who's a demon. He ended up killing him as well. So I was just thinking, you make one offense, and then other offenses follow as well. And you can't control it because the situation becomes volatile. And so any people who want good looks, money, power, and position, just realize you're trying to be Indra. And you're going to have a problem with your ahankar, with your ego. And the same applies in our movement as well. There are many people, they are devotees as well, but equally they want to be rich, they want to have position, power. It's quite common. And then no wonder their lives are challenging. They come across challenges on a regular basis. So then they look for solutions, how to overcome this guilt and this mistake they've made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start my presentation. So I've written, have you ever felt the need for protection? Not just physical, but emotional, mental, and spiritual. In this chapter of the Bhagavatam, we learn about a divine shield called Nārāyaṇa-kavaca, used by sages and devotees for ultimate protection. So, in our devotee lives, there's different kind of recitations. There is the pratna, there is the vandana, and there's kavac, there's japa. So pratna, because this had made me realize, what do we do when we are using our tongue, our voice? We try to reach the Lord. So pratna is a personal prayer by devotees asking for help. So if you're not well, or you lost your job, or somebody's passed away, so that is pratna. You go to the Lordship and say, please, can you heal so-and-so? Can you look after the departed soul? So that would be constitution as pratna. Vandana, they are actually set prayers like Guru Vandana. And that is the glorification of the spiritual master or the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Devi Devtas. So they are Vandanas. These are set prayers. So there's nothing personal being asked here. You're just glorifying. So they count as well. You're trying to please the Lord. The other one is the japa. We do the japa, that's part of the sadhana, and it's for purification of your soul. And we all do japa. And then there is the kavac. Kavac, it's an armor. So devotees asking the Lord for protection, just like Indra, involve Vishwarup to initiate the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca. So now there's a question, is there only one kavac around? No, there's several kavaches. People I know who are suffering from Shad Sati, Chani, and they do Nārāyaṇa-kavaca. So then there's also the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca and then Balbhadra-kavaca. And Balbhadra-kavaca is in Garga Sangita, it's mentioned there. Nrsimha-kavaca is from Brahmand Puran, and Nārāyaṇa-kavaca is in Bhagavatam. Then there's the Amog Shiv Kavac from Sakhand Puran. And then there's the Durga Kavac in Markandeya Puran. So there's several kavachas, and they seem to be giving the same sort of protection. And I think we can think it, like, who is going to provide the maximum protection? Because, at what degree? So Indra had committed a big offense, Guru Aprad, and then killing a Brahman, and then Vritrasur. And he accepted his punishment, atonement. But being powerful, he had to take action. And the demigods are always in conflict with the demons. So that battle goes on. And it's amazing, in this kavach, when the weapons are invoked, the descriptions are quite violent, like the club, you should pulverize the enemy, and Sudarshan Chakra burn them to ashes, So this is Bhagavatam, where we talk about love. And suddenly I read this kavach, and it's really dealing with the enemy, like kill him, no mercy. And so many people see religion as one of forgiving, no matter what, just keep on taking the blows and everything. But I'm sorry, Sanatana Dharma is all about what is anukulasya, what is pratikulasya, what is for Sanatana Dharma and what is against it. And those who are kshatriyas and demigods, even the incarnations of the Lordship, they all come with weapons. Lord Ram, without the bow and arrow, he renounced everything else, but he never renounced his bow and arrow. And Vasudeva always has a Sudarshan Chakra. So you can see the various incarnations, they come with weapons, apart from Vaman Dev and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda came with the Mridanga. And in Kali Yuga, they advised not to kill anyone, but kill the mentality. So when we are reading this, please don't be surprised that Srimad Bhagavatam does contain a severe action to stop the evil, the demoniac, personalities, because they're going to disrupt your daily life. So that's why you have the Kshatriya force in the Varnashram system. So now, all of these are invoking the kavach. But like Nrsimha-kavaca is only addressing Lord Nrsimhadev for various situations. Then you have the Balram Kavac. Balramji is being invoked for actually bhakti, that can you protect me from my lust, anger, greed, and all these 6 enemies. And it is said that in Garga Samhita, it's a Gaudiya text. Gaudiya Vaishnava go to Balbhadra-kavaca. That's for personal safety from impediments of bhakti. Then you have Durga-kavaca, where Durga is being invoked, saying, can you protect me? Shiv Amog Kavac is Lord Shivji only. This Nārāyaṇa-kavaca is actually different. So I'm going to expand on it later on. The interesting point is that Hiranyakashipu did austerities to please Lord Brahma. And when Lord Brahma came, you know the story, he said, I should not be killed during daytime, I should not be killed at nighttime, I shouldn't be killed outside, I shouldn't be killed inside, I shouldn't be killed on the land, I shouldn't be killed in the sky. So he thought he's done his maths good, and now he will not be killed. But the very person, the kavac we go to, Nrsimhadev, the kavac turned up and killed him. In the evening time, it's dusk time now, and he put him on his lap. He was neither outside and inside, he was on the porch. And so you can see that Brahma's given kavac, Brahmaji knew it as well. It can only protect him so much. But then Lord Nrsimhadev arrived. And I find with Lord Nrsimhadev, wherever he's there, he actually gives the complete protection. And on the other hand, Prahlad Maharaj, he didn't ask for any kavach. And Hiranyakashipu couldn't kill him. Tried to burn him, tried to trample him, he was, set forth snakes and everything. So what was special about Prahlad Maharaj? He was Shuddha Bhakta. He was into bhakti, Sriman Nārāyaṇa-kavaca. He was chanting that all the time. He didn't even see the enemy as the enemy. Ajat Shatrava. So that should be our position as well, that you're dealing with the subject matter. They say, kill the sin, not the sinner. So you have to deal with the sin. It's not that you don't. And so, like Bali Maharaj, I mean, he was pure devotee as well. Vaman appeared, to cheat him. But he was fighting Indra. He did win over his kingdom. So don't see fighting as, illegal or, wrong. When it's necessary, you do that. It's like when there's a disease, you give a medicine to kill the germs and whatever. So killing is going on all over, but that's material killing, not spiritual one. So then there are other, pure devotees who didn't have a kavach. And they are like Jad Bharat, Parikshit Maharaj in the womb, Krishna protected him. Jad Bharat, in front of Kali, the thugs were going to offer him as a sacrifice, and the deity came and protected him. And then Haridas Thakur, he was beaten up in 22 marketplaces, and they got tired of beating him. He was still chanting the Mahamantra. And so was our Srila Prabhupada. When he was going on his first voyage to America, he suffered 3 heart attacks, and he survived. And after that, look, ISKCON was created, and we're still enjoying that. So the Lord's hand's in there without the kavach as well, because there's something bigger than the kavach, and there's bhakti amama bijanati. So bhakti is the prime. So devotees who are listening, you shouldn't think, I'll pack my bhakti, I'll go for this kavach because this one is a complete package, and so I'll be safe for the rest of my life. Don't do that, because people like Prahlad, Jad Bharat, Prabhupada, they were doing the bhakti, and that is the shrestha. So the purpose of kavach is a protection, it's an armor. And it's for protection of the physical side, the body side, and the mental weakness, for the subtle body, and the spiritual, the ignorance. It invokes that as well. If I'm ignorant, can I be knowledgeable? And against enemies, against negative energies, against disease, and even spiritual dangers. Because you have nama prad, you have so many other aprads. Even when you're doing deity worship, there's aprads happening. Even when we're walking, we kill small insects and all that, that becomes an aprad. So something has to counter it, because karma is in action. And so they usually begin with invocation, and they praise the deities, these kavachis, and protect the different parts of the body. And sometimes at the end, they include the full shruti, what is going to be the benefit of it all. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the structure of the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca, this chapter, and later on I'll ask Dharmendra Prabhu to play the video of the Nrsimha-kavaca, and I want you to, if the YouTube plays correctly, there's a visual side of it, and there's a Sanskrit and the translation. I want you to actually meditate on it, that you are hearing the kavaca, because we won't be doing the actual procedure. That is really complicated. You need a spiritual master for it. Like I said, I'll tell you a story about myself, what I did, and then what the result was. So equally about pronouncing wrongly and getting it wrong, Tvashta, he did the yajna, because when Vishwarup, his son, was killed by Indra, he did the yajna to invoke that greater enemies of Indra, they destroy him. But he mispronounced or was disturbed. So then Vritsasur came and realized Tvashta is also a demigod, and all the demigods were in danger because of this Vritsasur. So even he made a mistake, And although he's the expert, so I was feeling bad about it for a while, but then I realized, look, different people are making mistakes when they're doing it. It doesn't, so you got to get it right. And then if you have a spiritual master and guidance, it works great. But with the Maha Mantra, we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and many people say, why we say Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. And there was one lady in America, so I did a program in Detroit, and she goes, I don't like it that the ISKCON devotees say Ramo Ramo. So I said, well, it's in Bhagavad Gita as well. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanur. I said, there's O there. So Ramo also is allowed. And so that's the Bengali way of saying it. And so many devotees from North India, they say it should be Ram, not Ramo. There's always that debate. But you know what? Whether you say it like this, Nama Nama Kari Bahuda Sarva Shaktis. So, there's no rules and regulation. They say in Punjabi, Baki diyan gallan chhaddo, dil saaf hona chahiye. Your heart should be pure and clear, and you call out for the Lord. Because even a child makes a mistake when he calls mom or dad, but because there's a love in it, they invoke the Lord's mercy. So with Karam Kandi stuff, you got to get it perfect. And we are not trained for that. So I'll move on. So this recitation from Parikshit Maharaj is actually interested, asking Sukhdev Maharaj, why did Indra want the kavach? And I would think that he's interested because he's got 7 days, and he would be interested in the spiritual side of how to protect that, the bhakti. Because his body is going to give it up, and he had decided, yes, he will not fight that. So I found it interesting that he should ask that question, could you tell me about the kavach like that? And so, like I said, there's a gross body, the subtle body, and the soul side of protection as well. So it's a relevant question. So now what happens is verses 4 to 10, it's all about reciting the various mantras. And the first one is Om Namo Nārāyaṇa. So reciting this mantra and touching with hands 8 parts of the body, starting with your 2 feet. So that's considered as one, although you're touching 2 feet is one part. Then the knees, then the thighs, then the abdomen, then the heart, then the chest, the mouth, and the head. Now, this is the twist now. Then reciting the mantra in reverse, and reverse the placing of the hand on the body part. So from head to mouth to, like I said, you do it like that. Now, reversing the mantra bit, that's where I thought I was doing it right. And because Srila Prabhupada said that starting with that one. So I've researched on it. I was partly right, but I had completely reversed it. I wrote the mantra like Om Namo Nārāyaṇa. And so it says here, chanting a mantra in reverse is not a common or traditional practice in most schools of Vedic or Bhakti tradition. And in some contexts, it is even discouraged, especially if done without proper understanding or intent, as it could alter the spiritual meaning or energy of the mantra, because the mantra has energy. These are sound vibrations, and you are reversing it. And so the original mantra is Om Namo Nārāyaṇa. The word reverse backwards by this version 1, where you just keep the words as it is, but you place them differently. Nārāyaṇāya Namo Om. So that'll be one reverse. The other one is the syllables are back to front. So it'll be Ya Na Ya Ra Na O Mo Na. So written in full, this is in Sanskrit, Yanayarana Omo Na. And now I'll talk about my personal experience. I thought I was doing it right by reversing it. And so I would do the yagyas. So my god brothers, god sister invited me because everybody wanted protection. So I did them, and it was working great. Nothing happened. One household I did it. I did the yagya, and it makes you feel good that you did what Vishwarup did, and you got people to do the protection, followed everything right. The next day we heard the news, the lady of the house fell from the stairs. So I was kind of thinking, what happened? I mean, I did it perfectly. Did I do anything wrong? Okay, so there was one instance. Then I went to India, and then my sister-in-law in India said, oh, you know, that kavach you do. I said, yeah, sure. So I did the kavach there as well. And next day they went for shopping, and they fell off the rickshaw. And they came back, you know, injured. And I started thinking, what's going on, you know? And then when I went to Vrindavan, I consulted someone, and they're not from ISKCON, but they're Gaudiya Vaishnava. And when they heard that I was doing it back like that, he started to laugh, and I started to laugh with him, thinking, I think I got it wrong. I shouldn't have done it back to front. And so I became the butt of the jokes for any other new project or yajna. They would say, are you going to get it right, Haridas, you know? And so now, because of this class, thank you very much, Guru Sevat gave me, saying, Haridas, Prabhu will do this one. I checked it. Yeah, it does say actually do it backwards. Ya, na, ya, ra, na, o, mo, na. The thing is, you know, I don't have the purity which is needed to reverse it like that. You know, it's like when somebody's learning how to ride a bike, you know, eventually when they become expert, they let go of the bar handles and, you know, they ride it all, they jack it up. It's that sort of ability. I didn't have it. So I think whatever I did, mostly it was okay, but those two instances put me off. But now I've come back on it, I feel encouraged, but I won't be doing this Nārāyaṇa-kavaca anyway, because I've had a couple of experiences. But I want people to hear it as a meditation, because this kavach covers the various avatars of the Lordship and which part it can protect. So really lovingly hear this kavach as a meditational thing, and you won't be wrong. So whatever Prabhupada has written, you might think I got it. I'm intelligent. You might not quite get the reversal thing. So okay, so that was the story I was going to tell. The other one is now, that's Om Namo Nārāyaṇa. So that next one is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And this, the other one was for the different parts of the body. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is for hands only. So it goes Om Namo, you know, like that about Bhagavate. You have to go on indexes. So your hands, they become protected, because karma means hands. You got to do things with hands. Even modern fighting, you know, pulling the trigger or something like that, hands are very active. That's where the action is. So that they need protection. And then there's another mantra, Om Vishnave Namaha. And then each syllable of that goes to a particular part of the body, the forehead, the eyes, the mouth, something like that. But each syllable. So you can see it's quite complicated. So don't follow the vidhi. Just hear the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca on YouTube, and we'll present it later on. And just ask the Lordship to protect you. You won't be fighting any demons like Indra had to. So now the next stage, this is done. Then verse 11 is about dhyanam. The devotee first visualizes Lord Narayan shining, four-armed, holding conch, discus, mace, and lotus. This sets the tone and the mood for the kavach. So then verses 12 till 34, they are invocation of Lord Narayan. So I'm going to go through these verses very quickly. So the verse says, so Narayan is a supreme protector. Various forms of Vishnu are invoked for guarding different parts of the body. Body part protection. Anga Nyasa, and that is Anga Nyasa. You're placing the protection on the various angas. Each part of the body is entrusted to a specific form of aspect of Vishnu, like the head, Keshavis, eyes, Vishnu's, nose, Narayan, mouth, Madhusudan, chest, Govinda, arms, Trivikarma. So, and then later on, it will talk about weapon, armor, and everything like that. And then protection from different directions. Then Falshruti at the end, what would happen. So what I've done is I made a note for the various verses. Okay, I'm going to start. Actually, Nārāyaṇa-kavaca starts from verse 12. Before that is the purifying yourself, meditating on the Lord. So it starts with 12. Now, verse 12, call for protection for all times. So even when you're sleeping, walking, whatever it is, you're asking for protection. And who do you call? You call the 8-armed Vishnu seated on Garuji. Garuji has speed. He'll come in at any time. And then Vishnu has the various armories. So this is for protection for all times. Verse 13 calls for fish incarnation, much to protect one in water, and Vaman incarnation to protect one on land, and Vishvarup to protect one in air. Verse 14, Lord Nrsingadev to protect in all directions and in difficult places like the forests and battlefront. Verse 15, Lord Varaha, protect from the rogues in the street. Sri Parshuram, protect on mountain tops. So please, when I say this, just remember this if you can, and it's in the Bhagavatam. Lord Ram, protect me in foreign countries. Yes, Yaram. Verse 16, Lord Narayan, protect from unnecessarily following false religions. This is Kali Yuga, there's loads of false religions. So to protect us from that. Nara, from unnecessary pride, just like Indra suffered. Lord Dattatreya, protect from falling while performing Bhakti Yoga. So you have a fall down doing Bhakti, and we don't know why there's prarabdha or some offenses, aparadhs and everything like that. So Dattatreya will actually help there. And then Lord Kapil Dev, protect from material bondage or fruitive activities, because Kapil Dev spoke to his mother, Devahuti, Sankhya philosophy. So you can see here that it's not just always enemies, it's our wrong ways of doing things as well, bhakti. So we need to invoke like Lord Kapil Dev. And so, like I said, this is very good for meditation as well. You know, different incarnations coming to protect you. Then verse 17, Sanat Kumar, because there are 4 Kumaras, they weren't interested in marriage. Protect one from lusty desires. Lord Hayagri, protect me from neglecting to offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord. Or in Indra's case, he forgot to pay obeisance to his Guru Maharaj or acknowledge him. Devrishi Narad, from committing offenses in worshipping the deities. So we worship deities and we do make mistakes. We get familiar, and I know devotees, you know, who committed offense at the deities and all, and they regretted it afterwards. Because if you're not focusing, you can make mistakes. Lord Kurma, from falling to the unlimited hellish planets. Verse 18. Dhanvantri, so this is for most of people who are ill, relieve one from undesirable eatables and protect from physical illness. This undesirable eatables, people are eating fast food like anything. I went to Bharat, even the places of pilgrimage now, my God, there is this pizza and this burger and everything. My God, whereas before, you never saw them. You only saw them in the cities. So it's terrible. So Dhanvantri would sort that out. Lord Rishabdev, protect one from the dualities of hot and cold. Lord Yagya, protect one from defamation and harm from populace. And these days with the social media and all that, people can be framed. AI, artificial intelligence, people can, you know, get your sound the same and your looks as well. So we need protection there. That's from Lord Yagya. And Lord Balaram from envious snakes. And it's not just snakes. There are people who are envious as well, just like snakes. So Lord Balaram will help you because, you know, he's a powerful snake himself. Lord Vasudev from ignorance. That's why we always say Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya before we start any recitation, anything, because, you know, he removes our ignorance and absence of Vedic knowledge. This one is interesting. Lord Buddha, they protect from activities opposed to Vedic principles. So you can see why this, you know, incarnations come. There's a purpose behind it, not for some people way in the past and all that. No, even now. This is for whenever they come, their influence is there. And from laziness that causes one to madly forget the Vedic principles of knowledge and ritualistic action. So this is amazing that Lord Buddha, although we say Buddhism, we're not interested, but here he's invoked. So then, you know, we can continue studying the Vedic, principles and also ritualistic actions. Lord Kalki Dev, protect one from dirt of the age of Kali. My Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Krishnadas Maharaj, they would always invoke Kalki Ji, Aja, 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 by Kalki Dev. And we've got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is come with all the incarnations. So if you say Gauranga or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's a complete package there. Now, so that was different personalities to protect the various elements. Now, protection at different times of the day. So Lord Keshav with club, protect the first portion of the day. So please don't ask me what these portions are. I'll let you just hear this. You can work it out. I think Prabhupada did guide us on that. So Keshav with club, protect the first portion of the day. Lord Govinda with flute, protect on the second part of the day. Lord Narayan, protect in the third part of the day. Lord Vishnu with disc, protect on the fourth part of the day. Then verse 21, Lord Madhusudan, carrying a bow, protect us on the fifth part of the day. Lord Madhav, appearing as Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, protect us in the evening. Lord Rishikesh, protect us on the beginning of the night. Lord Padmanabh in the third part of the night. Verse 22, Lord who bears Srivatsa on the chest, protect one from midnight until the sky becomes pinkish. And Lord Janardana carrying sword, protect one at the end of the night. Lord Damodar, protect early morning. And Lord Vishveshvara, protect one during the junctions of day and night. So the Sandhya time, in the morning Sandhya and the noon and whatever to protect there. So you can see, this is a very, very detailed kavach. Then we move on from there to weapons of the Lord. So there's no difference between the Lord and his weapon, his name and his glories. It does say that later on. Verse 23. Sudarshan Chakra, burn enemies in all directions to ashes. That's what I meant. This invocation to really be aggressive. Then verse 24. Club as powerful as thunderbolt, may it pound to pieces the evil living beings. Please pulverize them. So this is straight from the translation. Makes me laugh because I'm not that kind of person. I just talk about love all the time. So when I read that, I thought, well, this is in Bhagavatam, so go along with it. Panchajanya conch, filled with the breath of Lord Krishna. What a description. Create a fearful sound vibration and cause trembling in the hearts of the enemies like Rakshas, ghosts, pretas, Brahman ghosts. Verse 26. Lord's swords, please cut the enemies to pieces. Shield marked with 100 brilliant moon-like circles. Cover the eyes of the sinful enemies. He says next, pluck out their eyes. It's really violent, this one. Okay, next is the glorification of the Lord's names. Verse 27 and 28. Glorification of Nam, Rupa, Guna, and paraphernalia of the Lord protect us from the influence of bad planets. So planetary system, they can influence you. Meteors, envious human beings, serpents, scorpions, and animals like tigers and wolves. Protect us from ghosts and material elements like earth, water, fire, air, ether. I mean, you can see now floods are coming, scorching heat, and everything is coming. So really, we do need to meditate on this cover. All completely destroying by chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prabhupada put that. If you chant the Mahamantra, that's, will protect you. Now, other personalities are also invoked. Verse 29. Lord, Prabhupada put down, Lord Garud. He is personified Vedas, please protect us from all dangerous conditions. So these dangerous conditions are being repeated again and again and by different personalities. Lord Vishvakshena, by his name, protect from all dangers. So you can see this is protection after protection after protection, layers of it. So that's why this is a very powerful kavach. So then collectively, this is now collectively how they're going to protect. So this is invocation. Verse 30. His names, forms, his carriers, and weapons protect our intelligence, senses, mind, and life here from all dangers. So that is the name, form, and his carriers and weapons. The other one, this is fantastic. The absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can destroy all our dangers by any of his potent parts. So that's brilliant. Verse 33. According to the elevated spiritual understanding, the omniscient Lord, who manifests various forms, is present everywhere. May he always protect us everywhere from all calamities. Then verse 34, that's the last one of the Kavac verses. Now, again, this is amazing, interesting that Lord Nrsimhadev is invoked right at the end. I mean, amazing. Prahlad Maharaj loudly chanted the holy name of Lord Nrsimhadev. May Lord Nrsimhadev, roaring for his devotee Prahlad Maharaj, protect us from all fear of dangers created by stalwart leaders in all directions through poison, weapons, water, fire, air, and so on. So people remember COVID, 19, and all this was saying man-made and whatever. He's talking about these leaders who are there in the forefront, but they're doing wrong. May the Lord cover their influence by his own transcendental influence. May Nrsimhadev protect us all in all directions and in all corners, above, below, within, and without. So that is the end of the invocation. And we got 10 minutes left. So then, guarantee. So Vishnu said, the armor relating to Lord Narayan has been described to you. And by putting on this protective covering, you will certainly be able to conquer the leaders and the demons. That was guarantee given. Warning. Srila Prabhupada says, mantras to be received from bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, mantras will not be fruitful. So there you go. So that's the chapter for Nārāyaṇa-kavaca. And after getting that, Indra was able to, fight Vritrasur and kill him. And one point, Vritrasur actually gobbled him. Indra took him into it. When he cut his arms, he just gobbled him. And because of Nārāyaṇa-kavaca, Indra wasn't killed. And instead, Vritrasur was killed. So this is the presentation for today. But I would like the listeners and the viewers to now look at the screen. If you can share the screen of the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca. It's from 12th chapter to 34. And please enjoy that. And if you want the reference of the YouTube, we can give you that.
मम सर्वरक्षां न्यस्त्याङ्घ्रिपद्मः पतगेन्द्रपृष्ठे दरारिचर्मास्सिगदेषु चाप पाशां दधानोऽष्टगुणोऽष्टबाहो जलेषु मां रक्षतु मत्स्यमूर्तिः यादो गणेभ्यो वरुणस्य पाशात् स्थलेषु माया वटुवामनोऽव्यात् त्रिविक्रमः खेवतु विश्वरूपः दुर्गेष्वटव्याजिमुखादिषु प्रभु पायान्दसिंहो सुरयूथपारिः विमुञ्चतो यस्य महाट्टहासं दिशो विनिर्दुर्न्यपतंश्च गर्भाः रक्षत्वसौ माध्वनियज्ञकल्पः स्वदृष्टयोन्नीतधरो वराः रामोद्रिकूटेष्वथ विप्रवासे सलक्ष्मणो व्याद्भरताग्रजोऽस्मान् मामुग्रधर्मात् खिलात् प्रमादात् नारायणः पातु नरश्च हासात् दत्त्वस्तयोगा दथ योगनाथः पायात् गुणेशः कपिलः कर्मबन्धात् सनत्कुमारो वतु कामदेवा द्वयशीर्षा मां पतिदेवहेलनात् देवर्षिवर्यः पुरुषार्चनान्तरात् कूर्मो हरिर्मां निर्यादशेषात् रव्यात् गोविन्दवासङ्गवमात्तवेणुः नारायणः प्राणोदात्तशक्तिः मध्यं दिने विष्णुररीन्द्रपाणिः देवोपराह्ने मधुग्रधन्वा सायं त्रिधामावतु माधवो माम् दोषे हृषीकेश उत्तार्धरात्रे निशीथ एकोऽवतु पद्मनाभः श्रीवत्सधामा पररात्रैशः प्रत्यूष ईशोऽसिधरो जनार्दनः दामोदरो व्यादनुसन्ध्यं प्रभाते विश्वेश्वरो भगवान् कालमूर्तिः चक्रं युगान्ता नलतिग्मनेमि भ्रमत्समन्तात् भगवत्प्रयुक्तं दन्दग्धिदन्धग्ध्यरिसैन्यमाशु कक्षं यथावात् सखो हुताशः गदे शनिस्पर्शनविस्फुलिङ्गे निष्पिण्ड्य जितप्रयासी कूष्माण्डवैनायक रक्ष रक्षो भूतग्रहांश्चूर्णय चूर्णयारीन् त्वं यातु धान प्रमथ प्रेतमात्री पिशाच विप्रग्रह घोर दृष्टि दरेन्द्र विद्रावय कृष्णपूरितो भीमस्वनो रे हृदयानि कम्पयन् त्वं तिग्मधारा शिवरारिसैन्य मीशप्रयुक्तो मम छिन्दि छिन्दि चक्षुंषि चर्मच्छतचन्द्रछादय द्विषां घोनां हरपापुचक्षुषाम् यन्नो भयं ग्रहेभ्यो भूत् केतुभ्यो नृभ्य एव च सरीसृपेभ्यो दृष्टिभ्यो भूतेभ्यो होम्य एव वा सर्वाण्येतानि भगवान्नाम रूपास्त्रकीर्तनात् प्रयान्तु संक्षयं सद्यो येन श्रेयः प्रतीपकाः गरुडो भगवान् स्तोत्र स्तोभश्छन्दोमयः प्रभुः रक्षध्वशेषकृच्छेभ्यो विश्वक्सेनः स्वनामभिः सर्वापद्भ्यो हरिर्नाम रूपयानायुधानिनः बुद्धीन्द्रियमनः प्राणान् पान्तु पार्षदभूषणाः यथा हि भगवानेव वस्तुतः सदसच्चयत् सत्येनानेन नः सर्वे यान्तु नाशमुपद्रवाः यथैकात्म्यानुभावानां विकल्परहितः स्वयं भूषणायुधुलिङ्गाख्या धत्ते शक्तिः स्वमायया तेनैव सत्यमानेन सर्वज्ञो भगवान् हरिः पातु सर्वैः स्वरूपैर्नः सदा सर्वत्र सर्वगः। विदिक्षु दिक्षुर्ध्व मदः समन्ता दन्तर्बहिर्भगवान् नारसिंहः प्रहापयं लोकभयं स्वनेन स्वतेजसा ग्रस्तसमस्ततेजाः
These future glasses
Well,
won't...
there you go. That's a wonderful video. So I just want people to focus that this kavaca is for the enemies and all that, but that's not what our focus should be. Our focus should be on glorifying the Lord. That's why we have the Mahamantra, serving the deities. And instead of thinking about protection of yourself, that's self-centered, how about thinking of serving the Lord and the Vaishnavas, and have that as focus, that one day we can take darshan of the Lordship himself. And going to Bharat, for me, like going to Jaipur and Govindev, Radha Govindev, really striking. The devotees there come in their 1,000, 10,000. They're singing the prayers together. And it's like a football match crowd, you know. And I really, really enjoyed it. I think that's what Sankirtan Yajna is so amazing. We come together and we glorify the Lord, not just for protection, but for love. And, for love and, you know, and darshan of the Lordship. Okay, so that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. We're getting so many beautiful comments from all the devotees here. So thank you so much once again. If anyone wishes to ask a question, please raise your hand. We'll go to Sadevi Mataji. First of all, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, and thank you very, very much for today's class.
Jai.
You mentioned that we shouldn't concentrate on the prayer to pray for protection and so on. I just want to understand, for instance, for one who is very weak, physically weak and old, and doesn't have that energy to stand with so many problem and calamity, is it wrong for such a person not to pray just to feel good and not to do anything, but to just be somewhat strong to for instance do the devotional service like reading, chanting, attending classes and so on, you know what I mean? So is it wrong if you pray for that? Not that you want to have fun, go out and have fun with your friend, but to have energy to do it, because it's Kali Yuga, right? In Kali Yuga, there are so many problems. So is it wrong to pray for protection for these things?
I think I didn't say it's wrong. The emphasis should be to glorify the Lord no matter what, right? Glorify the Lord. That's primary. Secondary is, I'm unable to do it, Lord. Can you help me here? You know? And like Parikshit Maharaj, he immediately came out saying, I've got 7 days. What should I do now? He had 7 days, you know. But these days when somebody has cancer, they say, can we go to Disneyland? Because that was my desire, or do this and the other. You can see the emphasis is different. So for a devotee, he laments that he's not able to do as much as before. Like Haridas Thakur, when his last days, he used to chant so many rounds. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to see him and said, how are you? He goes, I'm not very well. I'm not able to do my rounds. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu laughed, said, you've done enough rounds for many lifetimes. He said, no, but I like to do them. So can you say, well, what's your desire? So he said, my desire is when I leave my body, my 2 hands are on your lotus feet, and I'm looking at you and I say your name. And the Lord fulfilled that. So next day he invited all the Vaishnavas and he introduced Haridas Thakur to everyone. And then he went to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, placed his hands on his feet, and while looking at him, he gave up his body. And he did sort of say his time has come. Now, I'll give you current example of somebody who overlooks his challenges like that, and that's His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj. If you meet Maharaj, he'll hardly talk about his illness. He'll be talking about the book distributions we have to do, how somebody's done, his disciples, they get daily scrutinized, how much bhakti they did, how much preaching they did. So I think we should learn from personalities like that, that the challenges don't go away, but how to keep our head above those challenges. So the primary thing is to do your duties, maybe not as much as you can do when you were younger. It's so much reduced, but the thing is your attachment is still to the Lordship rather than your body and your personal situation. And there used to be one devotee in Vrindavan, and somebody met them and saw them. I think it's in the Saints of Vrindavan book. He used to have wounds, and there'll be, insects sitting and eating his wounds or something like that. And others would come and clean them away. And then he'll put them back on there saying their life is important as well. They're feeding off me. And he was above all the situation he was in. But we are not like that. So you are right. But I'm saying the primary thing is to carry on the services at a reduced level. And you can also pray to the Lord and please give me strength. But that is secondary. But some people do the other way around. They just cry about their situation and they hardly have time to love the Lordship. And I've seen those situations. Some people actually give up believing in the Lord because they said, well, we've been good devotees. How come this has happened to us? I remember when I was in Jagannath Puri, I know the Pandas there. He said, you know what frightened me is I've seen pujaris who work day and night serving Lord Jagannath. And towards the end, they were on the bed, urinating, they're passing stool and everything. You think, whoa, he is suffering like that. He said, but the devotee never says anything. He said, but we realize, don't take it for granted. Just because you're devotees, your end is going to be all right. We don't know how the Lord is going to deal with it. And so thank you for highlighting that. I am also in that category, heading that way. And I know people in that way, they have constant challenges of the body, the mind, and we do pray for them. That's why we do Nrsinga, their prayer. But that's a secondary prayer. But the main one is showing your love for the Lordship, even in this situation. I don't know whether that helps or not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Janakana Mataji, would you like to ask your question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you
Krishna.
for such giving us the opportunity to listen to that beautiful rendition. It made me so emotional. I was
Yes.
really in tears. So beautiful. Thank you. Also, I'm just wondering about, how powerful our prayers are, devotee or not, when people are saying, pray for me, and it's often asking God to save them. And how powerful is that when it's always in the end God's decision anyway?
That's a good question. And I tell you, we regularly at our temple, we have a very long list. Now, one thing we must remember is Vaishnavas usually don't ask anything from the Lord for themselves. But a Vaishnava means compassion. He will pray for others. And that's why Prabhupada went all the way to America to save others. So, praying for others is very, very powerful. Praying for yourself is powerful as well, but that's like begging almost. But praying for others is seva. So when you come together, the other day I saw a video, a Christian person said, the scientists are working out, when people come together and say prayer for a person who's ill, miraculously they improve, and even though their medicine fails, and they're trying to figure out how does that happen. That person is not even in the near vicinity. So they take the name of the person and say they pray for them, and the person starts to get better. So I've seen it that when Jayapatak Maharaj was in serious, some transplants were happening and all that, the disciples were fasting, doing extra rounds and praying. And it's amazing, even the doctors dealing with Jataka Maharaj saying anybody else would have failed. But Maharaj is still going like that. So he's the proof in our ISKCON that praying for others is very powerful. Because we mustn't forget that Maha Mantra is Maha, is the most powerful. And it cleanses the heart, Cheto Darpan Marjanam. And it gives you that attachment to the Lordship. You'll get tears in your eyes and everything. And the suffering of the separation from the Lord is greater than any suffering you're going to feel with your body and mind. You think that is hurting. When you start to feel Vipralamba, that you're missing the Lord, that hurts the most. You ask Radharani, you ask Yashodama, you ask Vishnu Priya, you ask Sachimata, how does it feel to be without the Lord? That's why the Lord is making you experience pain, saying this is nothing. The day you will fall in love with me and be attached to me, the pain you'll feel then will be greater than all these pains. Ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Gambhira Mandir. He cried. It was unbearing. He would rub his face against the wall and injure himself. So please continue to pray for others. It's a service. And others should pray for you, because we are in the devotee community and they should pray. And it does heal you. But personally asking, just ask for more service and whatever, even if your condition is like that. We have a devotee at Dion, and he went to, for the first time, he's English, to Govardhan, first time ever. And he did the Dandavat Parikrama for 10 days, I think. And he got a nearly pneumonia, and one of the lung collapsed. And he says, it hasn't put me off. Bhakti, in fact, made me go closer, because I can see the Lord is purifying me. Then he had a second bout of it, and he came on Sunday and he spoke. He says, I got so tired. I was this near the ground, and I said to Krishna, please give me strength. I don't have any strength. I want to finish the parikrama. And then he said the Lord gave him strength. When he finished, he goes, I cried that the Lord did give me strength. So even those attempts to overcome pain is a sign of the strength of your bhakti and faith in the Lordship, Nishta. And that's why the Lord puts these challenges. Prahlad Maharaj oversaw all of it. So many challenges. Prabhupada oversaw it. Javatak Maharaj oversaw it. And I know many more who just continue, serving the Lord. But we must pray for each other and others, and even the enemies, that they actually, lose this negativeness which they have. And we got to deal with it and correct them. I mean, I was talking to someone saying, in marriages, they have different views, husband, wife, and whatever. And my view is the Lordship has brought you together to reform each other. Yeah. You're looking for perfect match and marriage made in heaven. All those words are nice. But for a Vaishnav, we are helping each other to actually get better. It's a bit like the pebbles on the beach. They're sharp, they fall from the cliff, but then the time and the tide keeps coming in and out. They rub each other and then they get rounded off. And then there's no more friction. They just roll on each other. So our life is like that. We get all these challenges and then we stay together. No matter what happens, then we get rounded off and we become great Vaishnavas. So I would say, continue to pray for others. That's a great service to Vaishnavas. And those who are not even Vaishnav, Karmi, you can pray for them as well. But you're not God. You're just asking the Lord to do it, because some people start to enjoy praying for others like that, thinking they're superior. We're not superior. We are really humble servants of the Lord, but we can pray to the Lordship. And like Prahlad Maharaj prayed for his father, he said, please forgive him. That's the only benediction he wanted. So I think it's the right thing to do, yes.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Shakti Prabhu, would you like to ask your question, please?
Hare Krishna, Dhanapranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Good,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Yeah, it's on my Zoom. It's got my name.
Sure.
So, a question arose in my mind as we were going through today's class. Is there a difference, and if so, what is the difference between a kavach, especially if it's a Vishnu Tattva kavach, and Karam Kand? Because Karam Kand you do for a particular reason, like a upaya, you want to, you go through a bad period, whatever. And then the way that we were learning about the kavachas in general today, there's that aspect of it to be for your own personal situation protection. So is it Karamkand or is it something else?
See, in Karam Khan, there's astrology involved, astronomy, and like the planets and all that. So it was addressed in the cover saying whatever the planets are going through. And Karam Khan is very, very specific, and it does work. But you see, as devotees, because I'm addressing as Indra, he had a specific reason why he wanted that. He wanted to defeat the demons. So he wasn't doing it for bhakti necessarily. Although they have bhakti, they're demigods. So they're invoking the different incarnations and personalities. But Karam Khan, this is where in Karam Khan you have Ganeshji, you invoke that Durga Mata, the various planets, and you got Rahu and Ketu have to be pacified. And it's still a material situation. For the Vaishnav, this kavach, like protecting us from ignorance and laziness and all that, is very much required, because many devotees, they're lazy and they don't read and everything like that. So that is an enemy of theirs and they don't see it. So I see that. But Karam Khan wouldn't address those, because normally I feel in the Karam Khan, they always say, may you prosper, may all your illnesses go all right. And then always say, and can I have bhakti please as well? And then, oh yeah, and have bhakti. So Karam Khan is only for arthik, like gain and comfort and nice ride in the life like that. But with our discipline, we have a goal. It's loving Radha and Krishna. And even when Putana was killed by Krishna, Yashoda Mata, got a peacock feather and did all these mantras to protect him and everything. She's protecting the Lord. And we have this innate thing, we need protection, because even animals run for protection. So Karam Khan is specific to the various grass and nakshatras and everything like that, and it does work. But the Maha Mantra is above all this, because it gives you the bigger, higher goal. So I would say that if Vaishnavas start to go too much into Karam Khan, they will lose faith in the Maha Mantra, the potency of Maha Mantra, and the Vaishnava practice. Because I've seen, a few go in that direction, and I don't say much, but I watch that they actually nishtha in the Supreme Lord and the Guru, Gauranga, and Govinda, that gets diluted a bit. Because, tap triyon mulanam, the practice of bhakti removes the threefold miseries. It is said that. And even Krishna said that in Bhagavad Gita. So if you go into Karam Khan, then you get caught in their padati, their yagyas, and they do that, and you get a relief, but it's never permanent relief. And but with the this bhakti, after this life, you're delivering your past generation and your future. You're actually the ultimate protection for your dynasty, and that is through Shuddha Bhakti, not Mishra Bhakti. So Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, this always Ashant. But Bhakta is a Shuddha Bhakta, he's always Shant. He's peaceful because he knows the Lord will protect him. So I would say if you start to mix the Karamkandi stuff with these kavachas, we're going to have a problem. But in our Padati, Nrsingadev can be invoked. That's part of our Gaudiya Vaishnava. And that's why we sing Namaste Narasingaya. That's for protection. Because we will generate envy, because when we're doing good, other people are saying, what do these Hare Krishnas do and all that? And Lord Nrsinga sorts them out, So I would say, instead of Karam Khan too much, I think Nrsingadev, Nārāyaṇa-kavaca would be more appropriate to our practice.
Okay. My question wasn't really about, what's better, this or that. I just wanted to understand, is a kavac specifically Karamkand, or is it not Karamkand?
No, I don't think it's Karam Khan.
It's not.
Not the ones here, not the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca, because this is specific for that particular fight. And but Nrsinga-kavaca, I know people use that and it does protect them. And but see, I don't know much about Karamkandi side of things, but I do know when I got involved, they do a lot of demigod worship, and sort your situation out. And it does work. It does work, but it doesn't really improve your, faith in the bhakti for Krishna. It's just that the material situation is cleared now. And if you have vritti to enjoy sense gratification, you go back on to enjoying yourself. I can't remember incident, but one person said, you prayed for the karmis, and while they were ill, they were doing less sense gratification. Now you prayed for him, he's got better, he's gone back to doing sense gratification, so more pop. So really, even to pray for someone, you have to think, what are they going to do once they get healed? It's not about healing, it's what are they going to do afterwards? Sometimes illnesses comes and makes you humble. Just like Indra, when he made the mistake, then he killed Vishwarup, then he killed Vritasura, then he started to feel guilty, and he humbly accepted atonement, So sometimes these things which they come, they are there for you to turn to the Lordship. But by doing karmakandi and removing that, you'll go back onto doing what on that route rather than surrender to the Lord. That's my understanding of it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jai.
Okay, thank you very much, Prabhuji. If I can ask, basically, after getting the kavaca and subsequently in later chapters, Indra did suddenly again become proud. So does the kavaca erode over time, or?
The thing is, that was the point I was trying to make,
Yeah.
that sometimes when people recover from an event, but the vritti stays the same. And so this is where Nārāyaṇa-kavaca helps. And I have personal experience. I went to Jagannath Puri, and there are times in your life, suddenly lust, anger, greed, they just erupt, and you're thinking, God, I wasn't even thinking like that. Why did I do that? You interact badly. So I was at Jagannath Puri and Jagannath Balaswadana. So a prayer came into my heart. I said, Balaramji, can you control my lust, anger, greed, this attachment and illusion and envy, jealousy? I have control and then I lose it all, but looks like it's bigger than me. So can you do it for me? And I said that prayer. I'm thinking, oh, that's a nice prayer. I came back to England and I'm reading Garga Samhita. And at the end of Garga Samhita is Nārāyaṇa-kavaca. So I was reading it. And verse 7 and 8 says, can you control my lust, anger, greed, and all that? I started to cry. I was thinking, I don't think I said that prayer. Balaramji made me say that prayer. And then later on, when I read Garga Samhita, that prayer, and I read it today as well, that one is still there. And I was thinking that people should actually, it says Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they prefer the Nārāyaṇa-kavaca because it protects their inner, errors and challenges. And so once the inside is changed, you won't repeat because the Indra's position does that. Like people want to be rich, they want to be famous. I mean, look at these followers. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagdish kamai. I don't want followers, whatever. But we got all these, whatever it is, social media things, where you get followers and all that kind of thing. So then your life is all about how many followers you got. And pratishta and yash is actually considered wrong. And Bhaktisanta said, if you still have that pratishta, you still haven't elevated yourself. So Indra's position of controlling, being most powerful, his beauty, enjoying women. I mean, Ahalya, she was beautiful, Gautam's Dharampatni, and he fancied her, and he came, disguised as, Gautam Rishi. And I heard the other day, one Sri Sampada speaker was speaking, he says there that Ahalya realized that that's Indra disguised as Gautam. But because she said, oh, he's come all the way from there to enjoy my beauty, she succumbed to him. So I didn't know that. I mean, I just had it that, I heard it, that when Gautam cursed is saying, although he looked like me, did your heart not say that my husband doesn't behave like this? So your heart is made of stone, so may you become stone. So I heard that version. But this person said she realized that that's Indra disguised as Gautam, but that pride in her, oh, he's come to enjoy me, I let him. And Gautam realized that. As soon as he came in, he goes, what's that Gautam doing? Then he came in and realized why he came. And then he said, may you just stay there, for nobody will be able to see you. You won't be able to eat or whatever like that. So then she cried. She goes, okay, I made a mistake. What should I do? And then he said, when Lord Ram enters this ashram, you'll recover. That's what happened. And Ram, when he entered, called her Devi. He didn't tell her off. He didn't say you're contaminated, nothing. So when you have incredible beauty, have wealth and whatever, you're going to behave like Indra, even if you've atoned and, so best not to be Indra. Best not to be those positions, even in material world, just simple living, high thinking. That's why Prabhupada said it. So you will become victim again and again.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Shraddha Mataji, would you like to ask a question? We'll finish there if that's okay. Shraddha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavanam, thank you. I would like to first appreciate your class. It's lovely and you have the details of everything, but I don't know how much I will be able to remember. And just like you are having blessing, so I can do remember to just pray to the Lord for protection. And it's one doubt there. When it was mentioned what all the kavachas, and we do nursing a prayer on every program or every kirtan thing. Is the difference between the nursing a prayer we do for protection as well and the kavach as well? And if you can, please.
Yeah, I'll do that. See, one is vandana, one is glorification. And so that is glorifying Lord Nrsimhadev. You're like that, Tavakara Kamala, just, you killed Hiranyakashipu. So, really, you're just glorifying the event. And then we say, can you please protect Nrsimhadev so-and-so? We say the names and everything. But this kavacham, you're actually invoking the Lordship for you, the different personalities for different time period and whatever. So this is an active, I wouldn't call it, well, you can call it prayer, and engaging the lordships in different avatars and his weapons and all that to protect you. But just because you said it, it doesn't mean you got it, because we don't know how qualified we are to receive it, because we should be able to receive. That's why Vishvarup was a demigod, and Indra is the head of the demigods, and he was able to give it to him. He could have given it to the demons as well. And the demons, demons are demons, they don't believe in Vishnu, you see. That's why their kavach is not as powerful as the demigods one, because Lord Vishnu is the Almighty in this realm. And so what we're saying is that Tavakara Kamala, that one is prayer, but not always we asking something. Even when we are driving away, we glorify Nrsimhadev and invoking his presence there. But kavach is specifically to protect you at all times, in all situations, everywhere, and all that. And you can say, like that video, put it on, and I just said, meditate on it, because it is saying to the Lord, but you haven't done it with the proper vidya of being suchi first, then meditative, and then it's invoked, and you have to touch the different parts. So I would say that is a very technical kavach. What we are doing, hearing the video, is actually glorification of the kavach and the personalities involved. It's very meditative. And you know what? You might not be defended properly or whatever, but your memory of the different avatars, the love for them will protect you, because to see, Mahavishnu lying there, Garbhadaksha Vishnu lying there, and Garuji carrying Sri Hari, didn't it make you happy? And somebody just said their tears. I do. Every time I hear it, I love the reciter, is very good. And the Sanskrit, the sound vibration does invoke the Lordship, please. It isn't just words. It's a sound vibration. Nad is called. And these prayers are not wasted. They stay in this atmosphere. So I would say continue doing the Nrsimhadev prayer, and now and then hear this invocation. And I do meditation every day, and I was so pleased that what I've been doing for the last 5 years has fructified into deeper attachment for the Lordship. That is the main thing, what is eternal, what is the main goal? Radha Krishna, Pranamora, Jugala Kishore. So all this meditation, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, and this Bhagavatam is giving us bringing the goal closer to you and tangible. Prabhupada said, this bhakti will be tangible. You'll be able to taste it. So whatever various condition we're going because of our prarabdha, let it be. But your goal is to saying, I'm going to just bypass all that by being attached to Krishna. I will love everyone, but I'll love and be attached to Krishna only. Otherwise, others are temporarily with you. They're going to go and cause you grave sadness, but the Lord is always with you. So love and be attached to Krishna. The others, the family and whatever, love them, but don't be attached to them because we got to carry on with the journey. Yeah. So carry on with the prayer.
Thank you so much. Is it a specific time of the day we can listen, because can't memorize obviously. So if
this one I would say in the morning, just put, it's only 8 minutes long. So we'll give you the reference. Yeah. And I think for meditation is wonderful, the visuals and everything and the way he says it so nicely. And you'll start to read the English translation and follow the Sanskrit as well. And it'll inspire you to appreciate the weapons, the carriers, the personalities involved like that. And then carry on with your Mahamantra and loving Radha Krishna and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not mentioned there. And if you fall in love with Lord Chaitanya, he has all the incarnations in him. He did one Leela like that. All the various incarnations came because he has primarily come to give you love of Godhead, which is the goal, main goal, not how to survive in the material world. Because we've born many, many times and lost it and gained it and everything. But now this is our last time where we'll actually start to love the Lord by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda. That's the best kavach there is. Like Prahlad Maharaj didn't do any kavach, but he was protected anyway. Jad Bharat, others, Parikshit Maharaj, and in the end he turned to Krishna. So I would say, take this as inspiration and they will protect you. But the main goal is not protection. Main goal is attachment to Krishna in any situation. And just tell the Lord, I want to be attached to you in any situation, whether healthy, unhealthy, and in this body, out of this body, wherever. And you have had the experience when you had your challenge. Lord Nrsimhadev did come to protect you, and he was around and he was destroying other illusory Nrsimhadevs. Other people don't know this, but you did that. You've had the experience, so you're more fortunate than us. And you're still giving service. So thank you very much for being inspiration.
So if I like to listen in the morning, if for any reason I can't do in the morning, can I be listening daytime, evening, or
yeah? Well, whenever you have like space, time, not in a hurry, just put it in, not mechanical. Just say, I think I got 10 minutes. Put it on, and then switch the phone off and everything. Just listen in, and you'll get inspired. That's what we're looking for: inspiration and blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this.
I think we want to keep you on for a bit longer, if that's okay, Prabhuji.
No problem. Okay. But this is I'm enjoying this.
Okay. Vanita Mataji, would you like to ask your question? Hare Krishna. Vanita Mataji, would you like to ask? You're on mute. Vanita Mataji, would you like to ask your question? You're on mute.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to know, what is sound meditation? How do you do sound meditation?
Sorry, how would you spell that?
Sound. How do you do sound meditation?
Sound meditation.
Yeah.
Like a sound as in sound.
Yeah, sound meditation. How do you do that?
Well, I mean, the Mahamantra, we chant Sankirtan together, and that's also some meditation. Because I tell you what, the meditation I do, it takes 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and the mind wanders around in the beginning, 5-10 minutes. And once that is over, you can meditation. But when you're doing kirtans in the temple, the Mahamantra, you tell me, does your mind wander off here and there?
But sound meditation must be so brilliant. It must be from inside.
Yeah. Have I got it right, what is being asked?
Yeah,
sound
I
meditation.
think because you mentioned sound meditation, but I think I know what you mean. You mean that you mean listening to the mantra and taking it in, and so that's what I've took out from what you're
I can't
saying.
recollect. Must be in the passing I used the word,
Sure.
perhaps. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
but
is
the
sound?
What was
I
that?
think
Sorry.
I think you have answered
What
it.
is sound meditation? You know,
Okay.
what do you call
you
a sound meditation?
Okay, so what we'll understand is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. And Smaranam means actually meditating, thinking of them. Like an event happens and you're actively dealing with it. And later on you go away and you start to think about the event, sort of saying, okay, how did that go? Whatever. So that is, similarly, you're contemplating on the Lordship, His Leela and everything. So then your mind gets fixed on the Lordship. Then this is a Kali Yuga, this is Sankirtan Yajna. So chanting of the holy names is the meditation as well, and it's not contemplation, it's actually glorifying the Lord and together, Sankirtan. And the effect is amazing. You really cleanse your heart, Cheto, Darpan, Marjanam together. It's like having one candle and then you have 1,000 candles. It's a different luminity. So come together and chant. That's the best form of meditation. And in addition, you go home and meditate on the Lord and His devotees, and it really, really brings tears to your eyes. Your body becomes peaceful because you've absorbed yourself in the thoughts of the Lordship. Okay.
Yeah, it's to do with when you do it in trance, or whether you do it in meditation, or do you do it with everybody? It all depends on that, doesn't it?
Yes, what he's saying, there's a value in coming together and doing it. So that is a combined effect, like chanting loudly. And then they're doing japa even. There's a japa where you do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Yeah,
Hare,
yeah,
Hare.
yeah,
And then you're doing Gayatri, you don't make the sound,
yeah,
but it's in the kant.
yeah,
So you can do japa like that as well. And I tell you what, when you do it quietly like that, your focus and your heartbeat increases. Your heartbeat
yes,
increases because you're totally focusing on the name of the Lord, but you can't hear it.
yeah,
So you got to concentrate on the name itself, just in your kant. And
Well,
that really is
how
incredible job.
how can you actually do it from your heart? How does
Oh,
it?
well, that is
I think
the
you
thing.
need to have a really peaceful, I don't know, you
No, I
need to
mean,
have a place.
if I did you wrong, say if I did you wrong, right? And then people usually, when you do wrong to someone, they go home and they can't get it out of their heart and mind. Why did the person? And then you start to cry, and sometimes you don't share it with others, but that thought doesn't leave you, right? Because you become attached to that. I got hurt by so and so and whatever. And what if we did the opposite? That with the same intensity, you remember someone because of their love, and like Radharani, she always remembered Krishna, and Krishna remembered Radharani because there's an attachment. We don't have attachment for the Lord yet. We're just going through the methodology, the process.
Yeah.
We're just going through the process. It's mechanical. And that's it, Shraddha, Sadhusang, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivriti, then Nishtha. Then Nishtha means no matter what happens, I'm going to stay attached to the Lord, His name, His form.
Yes.
Krishna Nam, Krishna Guna, Krishna Leela Vrinda,
Yeah.
Krishna Swarupa Sama, Sab Chit Ananda. There's a verse
Yeah.
like that, means His name, His quality, everything is the same. So once you realize that, I don't need to see the Lord in front of me.
Exactly.
Because His name is the Lord. So you say, Hare
Yes.
Krishna, and
Hare
then you
Krishna.
smile, you smile thinking, wow, I've had darshan of the Lordship. He's
Exactly.
dancing on your Kaliya Nag, which is your tongue, is Kaliya. It speaks
Yeah.
ill of others and all that. He's dancing on top, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yeah.
And that inspires you. And then in your heart, you realize now after chanting for so many years, I think my
Yeah.
heart has become peaceful and clean because I
Yeah.
only want Krishna. I don't want wealth. I don't want name, fame, anything.
That's it.
And then you go into secluded places. That's called bhajan kriya. So you do your bhajan on your own. Then you can't be in a busy place and all that. And
Wow. It's brilliant, you know, I tell you, it's just, you know, this is how I feel, you know, and I feel like, you know, it's good to do bhajan kriya on your own.
you must as well. And you
Yeah.
must associate with
Yeah,
devotees as
bhajan
well.
kriya
Otherwise,
on your
bhajan
own.
will dry up. Otherwise,
Yeah.
your bhajan will dry up. You got to have association, but then you also need time for yourself and Krishna.
Yeah.
And then come out again and help others. Tell others about
Yes.
Krishna. How wonderful. That's
Yeah.
even more meditative.
Oh, brilliant.
Because
Thank
I've
you
enjoyed the
so
1
much.
hour. You know, I was preparing this and then talking to you all. I really feel so happy that I spent some time and tried to understand it myself. Then I shared
Yeah.
it. I might have got it wrong because we can make mistakes. But because I shared it and all that, I realized, you know,
Thank
that
you.
was really nice service. And thank you to Dharmendra Prabhu for asking us to do this service. Before that, I was just reading it. But now you got to pick a section up and understand it. So it makes me happy. So please also tell others about Krishna's name, Krishna's qualities. You will find you're getting attached to Krishna more and more. It's not
Thank
just
you
one
so
single
much,
practice,
Prabhuji.
several things.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Hare Krishna. Love
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Jai.
Okay, thank you very much, Prabhu.